Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to one of our well, it's not one of our favorites. It's like, where else can you get mm, mm, mm.
Mm.
good fun, good info, and good laughs? Well, you can get it on Mystical Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. So my name is Elias Petrus. I am an intuitive motivator, psychic medium, and I am joined on the East Coast by
Laura Worcester. And Christine just mentioned, hi, everybody from hazy, hot, and humid East Coast. Absolutely.
yeah,
Hazy,
yeah,
hot, and
yeah.
humid. Yep, it definitely is.
I have to tell you, it was 96 here yesterday, which is high for the Pacific Northwest where we live. And coming from Chicago, because it's gross in Chicago at 96. It just like your clothes just stick to you. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
We don't have that here, which it
Oh.
is so good. Today, unfortunately, it's going to be 102, which just, yeah, I'm not happy about that.
No way. No
I know,
way. 102. Wow.
102, but it doesn't feel like that. So the dogs went to doggy daycare this morning. I'm going to pick them up before it gets really hot and gross. And then that way they can get all their energy out and then they'll be zonked.
Chilling out for the rest of the day. That's what I did. I took my dog for an early walk and she came back. Okay, I'm done.
Exactly. Hello, Carson. Good to see you. And you're from Interstate 5. So you're driving back. So please safe travels as you're driving. Yes. And feeling hot, hot, hot. Thanks. Hazy, hot, and humid. Good
Double
morning.
H, the double, triple M's and the triple
Yes.
H's today.
Jean, good morning. And Evelyn, good morning. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. So I hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend. I know that it was loud here, so the dogs were not happy, especially Willow. She was not happy at all. And good morning, Sharon. Thanks for being here. So welcome, guys. We're going to do what we normally do, which is give you an intuitive message for the week. And then if you have a card, if you have a question, a specific question, just let us know. And maybe today, we might pop you up on the screen. So let us know.
That would be fun.
What are you using today, Laura?
I am using a deck I haven't pulled out in a while. It's Orion's Tarot deck.
Oh, nice.
Now, wait till you see.
Beautiful.
Wait till you see. Okay. So, what I love most about this deck, first of all, I have small hands, so
Yeah.
it's a good size deck for me.
Uh-huh.
And look at the edges. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? I just love.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's purple. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And so the card I pulled today was the Three of Pentacles. You see the three ants holding up.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Isn't that cute? Yeah, it's adorable. There's a lot of animals in this. One of my favorite ones has a whale on it. But yeah, so the Three of Pentacles. And this is a reminder of what you can accomplish through teamwork and partnership. So it's a reminder to look, okay, where this might be an ideal time to look at where you can work in partnership with other people, so you can accomplish shared goals. So look for that, and just know that there's a lot that can be accomplished through teamwork. So if you have an opportunity that's coming up to possibly work with somebody else, you might want to consider it, because it may help you both to achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. So there you go.
I like that. That's a good one. And I like
It's a
that.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also about patience too, which that's their part of their animal spirit guide is patience. Because I know that whenever I needed patience, there was always ants in my kitchen. It was the weirdest thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good morning, Delora, and good morning, Karen, and good morning, Sharon. Thanks all for being here. The deck that I'm using this week is the Sacred Attunement Oracle deck. This deck is by my friend Laura Stasinis, and she does the Akashic Records. She teaches the Akashic Records. So she created these cards while she was in the records. And she used, you would find this fascinating, Laura. She uses alcohol ink paintings.
Yeah,
And so look at it's they're very interesting, and with sacred geometry and everything else. So the
gorgeous.
message is courage. Have the courage to play big and follow your heart. You were not born to play small. Try a new perspective to grow and change intentionally. So
Beautiful.
that's something that you could do this week is go big. Go
Mhm.
big. Yeah, they're beautiful. Each one is very different. So
Very pretty.
I love these. Yeah.
Love
Very
the vibrancy of the colors.
very cool. Good morning, Rose. Good to see you.
Love
Like
it.
the moment I popped in. Patience. Yes, I do like the moment that you popped in. Patience. Yes, yes, yes. Um, so does anybody have a question, a specific question? Not like, hey, what do you got for me? Like something that's a little bit more specific. Um, and
Mhm.
we'll tune in and see. It is we're still coming off the energy of the new moon, so it's really fascinating. New moon is about new chapters. It's about um, trying something new, going into it with like open eyes. Christine says, wondering if this friendship has run its course. We've had life events in common and supported each other. Now 5 years later, and I feel it's not sincere and it's always all about the other person's problems.
Hmm. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. Alrighty. Always about her problems, huh? Yeah, that's I'm curious, Christine, about how the conversations have been with her. Obviously, that you're alluding to, it's all about her problems. Is she coming to you to vent, or is she coming to you for support? Is she coming to you for advice? And there's only so much. Even if you absolutely adore somebody, there's only so much that you can listen to them kvetching about all the problems that they've got over and over and over again without actually working towards a solution. So what I've learned over time is I have someone, if they start complaining about something or start talking about their problems, I'll say, okay, do you need someone to listen, or do
Mm,
you need someone to offer advice? And if you're not in the space to be able to do either one of those, you have to be okay with saying, I can't do this today. Can we make an, talk at another time? Or, um, I'm here as a sounding board, but however, you keep bringing up the same thing over and over again. I love you. You're one of my best friends. But if you're not making the change, I can't continue to enable you as you continue to talk about the problem without moving forward. So it sounds like a boundary is need to be created here with the friendship. Perhaps it's run its course, but you won't know until you set those boundaries. Um, we all have friends that uh, you might not talk for months and then reconnect, and it's like you've never disconnected, right? You just life gets busy. But then sometimes friendships do run their course. I did pick a card for you, fertility. This is new life, new beginnings, new growth. So fertility can also indicate like a branch of this friendship is growing. So that might be what. So I would say, bottom line, set a boundary and ask the question before a conversation really gets into in depth. So what do you feel, Elias?
really, like you said, Laura, it is all about boundaries, because Christine, you sound, from you being on here, and we appreciate you being on here, you're the sense that I get about you is you're such an empath. And as empaths, it's challenging for us because we really we feel it, we want to be part of it. But then if our voice is not being heard, if we don't feel that this is an equal relationship, it's kind of like Laura said, what are the boundaries? You know,
Mhm.
and the card that I got for you is flow.
Oh,
As we accept the change of seasons, so we should embrace the flow from the heavens to the earth and then back again with ease and comfort in absolute harmony. Be in, as in massage work, we would call it, your body needs to be in homeostasis. So Where is that balance? Where is that harmony that you have within and within relationships? So again, it goes back to what Laura said about boundaries. So there you go. There
Yeah.
you have it. Rose says that's a beautiful deck. She's talking about this one. I love it. I have that one. I'm sure you're shocked. I am shocked, Rose. Happy Monday, Jill. Thanks for being here. Anyone else? Question, comment, or concern?
Yeah. Is there anything that's come up in the last week that you'd like some insight on? Something you look forward to, or is there a goal that you're setting that you would like some insight about how to proceed with that one? Christine said, "I'm the grounded one." Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if someone keeps rehashing something, and I've been guilty of that too, when there's been something that really has rocked my world, that I kind of like, I can't believe it's happened. Oh my goodness.
Right.
And I try not to do that to my friends anymore. I feel like, so find a good therapist to talk to, and then the therapist can kind of distill it down to something that's tangible and something that's a bit more actionable, without having to put it on your friends. So yes, Sharon says setting those boundaries are hard, but sacrificing your own peace is worse. Absolutely, because especially if you're the rock for the people in your life, if you're continually that rock all the time for every need that they have, then eventually you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to be there for them. So in the long run, it works out better for everybody.
Would someone like to come on live with us? Would someone like to come on live and we can
Ooh,
face to
these are
face
great ones.
face to face read? Come on. That or I can volunteer someone. Would you like me to volunteer someone?
Yeah, let's do that.
Scroll and pick you. So let's see. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a moment to say, should I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I, should.
There is a little delay here, so.
Yes.
Evelyn said, it gets exhausting being a rock so overwhelmed. Yeah, so it's always important to recognize that long before you get exhausted and overwhelmed. Carson says from the car.
Up to you. Up to
It's
you. But
as
you have
long
to
as you're in a safe space.
over, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want moving vehicles.
Yeah, yeah.
So it all depends.
Or if someone just has a question, they
Or
feel
if you
free
have a
to do that.
question, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me get ready for the invite just in case. Okay, copy. Got it.
So while we're waiting for the connection here, I know you mentioned the new moon. What do you do on the new moon, Elias?
So there's a lot of things that I do for the new moon. I mean, some of the time, what I'll do is I'll if I'm working on something or if I want something in to happen to manifest, I will set an intention. I will put it on a piece of paper. Sometimes if I want more energy to it, or maybe I want it to be a little bit more grounding, so I might take the piece of paper and take a black tourmaline, put it on top of that piece of paper and say, okay, this is what I need to be grounded of. So I want to work into this for that new moon. So it's that's one thing. Or sometimes if I really need something to be like, let's go, I'll create a little fire and burn the piece of paper in the fire.
Yeah, I've
If
done
I
that.
want a slow burn, as I like to call it, I will put something by the windowsill. So every day I walk by it, I say that mantra or say that thing for the new moon.
Good.
Yes. Here's a question. How do I get off this emotional roller coaster?
Ooh. Okay, I'm curious, like, first of all, we're not therapists, but I'll do what we can here. I'm curious how long this emotional roller coaster has been going on. Is this just been, for a few days? Has it been a week? Gosh, I wish we could bring Cindy up.
But if you
Um,
wanted to,
So, but what I can say is, if you're in a roller coaster sense of emotions here, it would be really good to have a grounding practice this happens. An immediate thing you can do. This is something that one of my early teachers taught. One of the immediate thing you can do. You can go into anywhere you can find a sink and just run cold water over your wrists. And what that does, it sort of brings down the it grounds you, and also it kind of shuts off that anxiety a little bit. It brings down the anxiety a bit, and that's an immediate thing. You can also imagine, if you just take a breath and just imagine there's roots growing out through your feet into the earth, and literally hugging a tree. I mean, as granola crunchy as that sounds, hugging a tree is very grounding, because imagine all those roots going into the ground. That trees are there to help us stay grounded. They're okay with us going up and hugging them or leaning against them and taking on their strength. So it's quite all right. So anything like that, anything immediate, and breath, controlling your breath, doing 4 in, 4 out. That can help you get off the emotional roller coaster. And once you get grounded, then deal with what's causing that emotional roller coaster. But you have to be grounded first in order to address it. Elias, what would you suggest?
I think that the grounding piece is, I was gonna just, that's why I'm like, yes, 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 yes. And I think that, again, like Laura was saying earlier, like what was something that I do with the new moon? What is something that you can do every day that allows you to be present? I think I know I'll speak about myself. Sometimes we're always worried about, I've got to do this and I should do this and I could have done that. Why didn't I do this? But if I do this, we're thinking of what went this way and what went this way. What are we doing right now in the present? How can we focus on the present? And my little doorbell went off. So hang on one. I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead. Hang on. Sorry.
Right, I'll talk while you do that. So, Cindy, so you mentioned, when we asked how long has this been like this for you? And you said all your life. So that I want to say it's start today by reclaiming your life, because if this is something you've been considering, this has happened all your life, it becomes an identity. All right. So it would be helpful. I know this is going to sound like it probably, in the moment when you first started, it's going to feel like it's not helping, but to create a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 mantras that you can, or affirmations that you can put on notes around, and to look at them a couple times a day and just sit with them and read them out loud, or read them in your head if you can't say them out loud. But I am grounded and fully present in my life. I am grounded and fully present in this moment. Things like that. Anything that you can affirm that you are grounded and centered. Okay. And so we need to turn this belief system around, that you've been on this emotional roller coaster all your life. I'm not denying your experience here at all by saying this. What I'm saying is we need to start changing that narrative so that you can facilitate change around this outlook in your life, in the sense of that experience of your life. So it can be a very simple thing. And this is something that I've always been a very anxious person. I've always had a lot of anxiety from day one, for as long as I can remember. But what really started to turn that around, to get a little bit more centered, was simple things like affirmations. It may seem like a very oversimplistic thing, but gradually, as we start to experience that and to really know what centeredness and groundedness feels like, then you can always return to that. It becomes your normal, rather than you're not normal. So as far as your normal sense of self. So we want to turn that around. I'm sure there's been times when you've, maybe moments where you maybe felt grounded and very present, but we want to make that more the norm rather than the exception. So it's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. And give those a try and let us know in the coming weeks. Try to give it at least 2 weeks. 3 weeks is great. 3 weeks, 21 days is a great way to start to begin a new habit. And good habits just as bad, just as well as not so good habits. So let's start a new habit, a good habit, and give that a try. Set a timer on your phone to stop and look at those affirmations, or one or two of them at a time, and certain times of your day, or anytime you're feeling very much out of control of what's happening in your life. So give that a try and let us know. Come back and report to us. Do you feel centered? Are you starting to feel moments of centeredness and moments of feeling very much in control of your life. And it's going to take time, but it's so, so worth it. I promise you, absolutely promise you. Kel says meditation or journaling could help. Absolutely. I think once you get centered, it's a little bit easier. Sometimes we can get a little antsy with meditation. I know in the beginning when I was like always on alert here, meditation was challenging, but it does help, and it does take a lot of practice with that. But it's so, so worth it. It's not only going to help you feel grounded, but you're going to start to notice changes in your life in ways that you don't expect, in a really good way. Meditation is one of those things you really can't do wrong. And there's really no bad side effects, other than the only side effect I've ever seen is people who meditate like 3 hours a day and they kind of like check out of life. That's probably the only thing that could possibly come negative from what I've seen with meditation. So welcome back, Elias. You're muted.
Muted. Thank you. UPS says hello, and so does FedEx. So, and Amazon. We'll just say hello to all three of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, too much fun. Did we get Kel's? I enjoy the body scan on Insight Timer. Helps you be more present in your body. Also, hugging yourself.
Yeah.
Alternate tapping on each other can. Yes, that's really good.
Yeah.
So Cindy, I'm just gonna call you out, girl. I'm gonna call you out because I care, and you've been with me for several years. So I'm gonna say this. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you always got. You cannot repair what you replay. So the more you focus on the have-nots and why should I, is the more that you're going to get on that. Okay? So we need to really flip. My strong suggestion here, Cindy, is that you flip the switch, that you really start shifting your mindset, and it's going to change. We have been through this before, right? You've been here before, and you come back to the shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Good. Oh my God, you just said that this morning. Good. Keep saying it. Now, not only say it, now do it. Now be in it. Okay. There's a blah, 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 I'm going to do it. And then there's actually doing it. So, right on, girl. You know what to do. You've got so much oomph in you. Stop focusing on the past. Right. And now, what are you going to do about it? So, I am always rooting for you, sister.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Dolores says the Cancer energy makes me feel like I'm swimming underwater, but it's comfortable, like I'm a mermaid, because
you are mermaids.
mermaids. I'm giving myself space to explore and process my emotions. This feels good. And here's the thing: a lot of you, well, some of you that are on here are going on the retreat coming up this weekend, and yes. Well, I'll have to talk to Laura because I will be traveling on Monday, Laura, next Monday. So I won't be here because I'll be on the airplane. Unless you want it from the airplane, we could do that. Let's go ahead and give a card to our pilot. How does that sound? Here you go. So think about everybody that always signs up for a retreat. What I always say to you is that things come up for you, so you work on them on the retreat. Carson's sister Meredith has a question about whether she passed her national boards. Yes, I saw that, and we'll get back to that in a second, because Carson already knows what I'm going to say, because that's a yes or no question, Meredith. Yes or no question. So Evelyn says, I can't wait. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What do you do? This is a good one, Laura, because you did it really. You're so good. If anybody didn't know that Laura's good, she's really good at what she does. You're so good with wording, and you were able to last week. You were able to take somebody's question and you reworded it. So how do you, when you get those yes and no questions, how do you open up the person to be able to have them rethink their question, so it's not just a yes or no?
Right. It's I would start with a basic phrase like, "What do I need to know about blank?"
Mhm.
And so rather than the yes or no questions, because first of all, I know people who've had to take boards, licensing, all these types of tests, and they are so worried. They're like, "Oh my God, am I not going to pass?" It's not the end all be all if someone does not pass. It's a rare situation that you can't go back and do it again and then pass. So I'm not saying she's not going to pass. So I'm not saying that at all. But what we can look at is what is it that we need to know around, around the information around um, the boards that she's taking. So I pulled cards for that question. All right.
Mhm.
So, foundation. She has what she needs to pass the boards. So that's very good. Is that interesting? Now this is, look at, again, I know you can't see. This says foundation and achievements. This also is a good card as well. She has everything she needs to pass these boards. No matter what the outcome is, I feel pretty good about this. But that being said, if for some reason this comes back is that she didn't pass, she has what she needs in order to pass these boards. The last card I picked was this, the emotional withdrawal. This oftentimes indicates test anxiety. So if anything is of any negative influence here, is the test anxiety that might be influencing this to if for some reason she does not pass, which I don't think that's the case, um, that to she already knows all of the information, she already knows how to pass it. It's just taking control of this aspect of it. So she might want to look into like hypnotherapy with somebody to help control that anxiety around it, so she can be fully present and be able to stay on track with passing the test, if she hasn't already. Okay, she's really got this. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think she's, yep, test anxiety like a lot of us do. I have horrible test anxiety. So to anything that she can do to do that, if for some reason that doesn't work out the first time, but I feel that she is going to be passing her boards. If not this time, it will be another time for sure. So is that what you're feeling, Elias, too?
Yeah, and this is, Carson said she tried. She just really wants your insight because she has to wait till December. So here's the interesting piece, right? I've got two cards as well. Here's the interesting piece. The question may not be, am I going to pass the boards? The question may be, I'm going to go way far out here. So just follow me as I go all the way this way. So the question is, how do I handle stress? How do I handle impatience as I when I want something so badly?
Right.
So where else have you in your life? Typical coaching question. Where else in your life does this show up? Where else in your life does this show up where you have wanted something so bad and you tend to go down this certain path? And the cards that I've got, hi Kim Barker, hello. Um, Align. With every moment of existence, be in alignment with spirit surrounding you. Accept what is offered in the moment of now. Got that, Cindy? This is for you too. Now, good or bad, boredom or excitement, frustration or ease, take it all in. Got that, Meredith? Really, really good. And the second, um, this is amazing for the both of you, but for all of you, balance. Have a willingness to do little bits at a time to help you remain focused. This will help to maintain your vision and attention. That's what Laura was saying, while staying in balance, right? So think about it. And Laura, look, this matches your ensemble today.
Yeah. It's so I love those colors.
It's really good for you, Meredith, because it is about like how, again, if I do what I've always done, I'm going to get what I always got. If I react a certain way, this is what's going to happen. So there you have it. I hope that helps. Nodding, yep, yep, she says. Yep, yep.
And one last thing I'll recommend for anybody who's dealing with something and they have that moment of, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to do this? just know you only have to get through the next moment. So whatever, like if you're doing a test question and you're like, what if I don't pass this test? Everything's going to be awful. Everything's going to be bad. Just focus on what's right in front of you and remind yourself, this is all I need to worry about right now is this question I need to answer, and nothing else matters. And then when you move to the next question, that's the next thing you do. So it's always bringing back to where you have control, and it's in the present moment. Absolutely. Always. Your most control is right there in front of you. So try not to look very much beyond that. All right. And then just take it one step at a time, as someone who also has test anxiety. So I get it.
I get it.
Nodding. Yep, she says. Very
good. It does. Thanks you very much, she says. Well, thanks you very much too. Here's a thing which I haven't announced this, but I am going to announce it on here. So I was super excited, everyone. I was going to go back to school, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to finish my degree, and it's going to be in integrative psychology. And I was super excited. So I called up the school. I sent my transcripts from Loyola, and everything else was all looking good. And I'm like, oh, great. Well, silly me forgot to, when she said the price of the cost of the school, I forgot to add a 0.
Oh dear.
So the course was, and I don't know why I didn't do the math because I was so excited. $1,650 per credit hour. So for me to go back to school, it would be $43,000. Now I have to tell you guys, this is the second time, different school, second time that I'm like, yes, I'm going to finish, get my master's, blah, blah, blah. And, in my mind, I'm like, wah, wah. So there you have it. So, again, am I enjoying my career? Of course I am. Am I enjoying doing all the stuff that I do? Of course I am. I thought this would enhance it. Maybe the universe is trying to say, not right now. You're okay. You're good.
Maybe you don't need it to do what you need to accomplish.
Carson says, oh my God, zeros are important sometimes. Yeah, they are sometimes. Kelsey says, may I have prayers that I stay healthy and able to attend the retreat? Of course. Math can be a challenge. I know. That's why I give it to you, Delora. Laura, you got a lot of stuff coming up.
I have a few things coming up. Yeah, but I do have something coming up online in a few weeks. For anybody who's already on the mediumship journey, this might be something that would be a good practice for you. It's Conversing with Spirit. It's a 2-hour online class, and it's just I get a lot of questions in classes about how do I have the information flow a little bit more. So it's more like a conversation. It's more of like storytelling. It's more about, rather than just kind of dropping things here and there. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm going to share some information about how to sort of tie those things together and have a little bit more of a flow in your connections with spirit when giving readings.
And you got a couple things happening because, of course I have your website like right on my phone. Of course, you got some great things happening locally, which is so exciting. I just think, I've been in a class with you and Lori Sheridan, and I love the two of you together. You guys,
thanks. Yeah, we really enjoy working together. We have a lot of fun.
You're going to be in Salem, New Hampshire.
Yes.
And that is, sorry guys, with my Midwest accent, it's Salem, New Hampshire. So,
yeah.
And that's August 18th, which is going to be exciting. Anything coming up in Methuen?
Yes, actually. Where is it? October. I'll be there with Christy Masterson. She's a wonderful medium. She's a sweetheart. We'll be doing some messages that night as well.
So guys, if you're on the East Coast or you're planning on going to the East Coast, go take a look at Laura's website and make a trip around that time. And honestly, truly, you're an amazing educator. And be aware, guys. I mentioned it last week, but we are planning on something, Laura and I, next year on the East Coast. So
Yeah.
I'll give you more information on that. Um,
Can't wait.
let's see. We've
We had
got,
the perfect card come up today.
yes,
Teamwork.
yes, exactly.
Partnership, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What have we got coming up?
Yeah, what do you have
I've
coming up?
got
You're a busy, busy person.
yes, crazy busy. I've got Get Your Groove Back, which is happening. Um, it is happening on this week. Actually, it's happening. I had to think about it. I'm like, wait, what day are we? It's happening on the 11th. So come join us. It's for 5. It's for 5 weeks. It's focusing on what your soul contract is. So those I ams that we want to focus on. How do we stop the chaotic noise, the inside and the outside chaotic noise? We're going to talk about facing your fears and trusting your intuition. And what does that mean? All based on things that we learn about who we truly are. So it's called Get Your Groove Back. So Get Your Groove Back, and it's live on Zoom, and there's a Facebook, and there's a little bit of homework. So it's all good. So if you're interested, go to alliancecrashers.com and see what you get.
You know
Uh,
what song I keep having then? What's that song? Shake Your Groove thing.
Get Your Groove Thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Is that gonna
Exactly.
be a theme song?
It could be. It could be now, Laura. Thank you. I was on the Tiki Talk the other day, and I don't know why. It was because it was 4th of July, and the dogs were like, nervous as all heck. And
Yeah.
all we did was we played music. And we're like, who remembers this song? And so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Oh,
of fun.
good.
For every song that somebody could guess, I pulled a card.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sad I missed that. I would love to have seen that. I would have been
Fun.
on that for
It was
sure.
a lot of fun. And guys, you can find Laura on TikTok at Intuitive Laura. So please go follow her. And again, as Carson always reminds me, subscribe to our YouTube channels, you guys. That really does help us. And it's
Thank
all
you.
good.
I'm sure everybody's already subscribed. I really appreciate that.
We appreciate it. Life will always change the rhythm, whatever, how you dance with the Get Your Groove Back. Yes, that's very good. Kim says, I feel like while I sleep is the majority of my communication with spirit. I do recognize when they drop information throughout the day, but dreaming is more prevalent. Is this normal or can it change? For me, that's how I used to get it too, was a lot in dream time. And I would tell you, a suggestion would be if you wanted to keep a dream journal and write it down. And what I found was when I did that, more stuff happened in the wake hours, because I think in the beginning it freaked me out during the wake hours. So they're like, we'll give it to you during a dream time.
Yeah. Plus your logical mind is asleep while you're sleeping. So your mind is, yeah, your intuitive mind can receive information much more easily.
But
So just embrace it.
Carson
Absolutely.
says liking always helps too. Yes, like our lives. Like our lives.
Thank
All
you.
right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Next Monday, I'll be traveling. So, Laura, are you going to be on next Monday?
I will be on next Monday.
Next Monday with Laura.
Absolutely. So everybody join me over on my website on the YouTube. The YouTube.
YouTube.
It's like,
Go to Laura's
join me
website.
on my YouTube.
YouTube.
Have a wonderful retreat. Everybody who's joining Elias, have a fantastic weekend at the retreat. And I can't wait to hear all about it.
We'll see you guys next. Well, I won't see you next week, but if you want to pop in, we might do a surprise live on Facebook or on some social media channel. I don't know. Guys, thanks for being here. Remember, always trust your intuition. We'll talk soon. Take care, everyone.
Have a great week.